Our journey begins in 14th century West Africa. Meet Abu Bakr II, ruler of the Mali Empire, the one that controlled roughly half of the world's gold supply in the 14th century. Abu Bakr had it all: power, wealth, influence, but apparently that wasn't enough. One day he looked out at the Atlantic Ocean and thought, I wonder what's out there. So being the emperor, he put together a large group of ships with men and supplies and set sail into the Atlantic. And then, nothing. He never came back. Neither did his fleet. They just vanished. His successor, Mansa Musa, claimed Abu Bakr was trying to find the edge of the ocean. Some even speculate he may have reached the Americas centuries before Columbus. But let's be clear, there's zero archaeological evidence for that. No Malian coins, no West African artifacts, no definitive sign he made landfall. Still, the idea of a medieval African emperor attempting a transatlantic voyage is one of those tantalizing what-ifs that history loves to dangle just out of reach. Cyrus the Great, founder of the Achaemenid Empire, conqueror of Babylon, all-around ancient overachiever. This guy was so impressive that even his enemies couldn't help but gush about him. The Greeks, who were famously not fans of Persia, described him as the ideal ruler. He shows up in the Old Testament as a divinely chosen liberator. Even Thomas Jefferson admired him. Basically, Cyrus had better PR than most modern politicians. But for all we know about his victories and policies, the one thing we can't say for certain is how he died. According to Herodotus, he died in battle against the Massagetae, a nomadic tribe in Central Asia. But even Herodotus hedges his bets, admitting there are multiple versions of the story. Xenophon, another ancient historian, said Cyrus died peacefully at home. Other accounts suggest everything from assassination to battlefield misidentification. And as for his final resting place, we think it's the tomb of Cyrus in Pasargadae, Iran. But no one's 100% sure. Even the historian who first proposed the tomb's identity wasn't totally confident. So while Cyrus lives on in legacy, the truth about his death may be lost to time. Alright, imagine you're a book dealer in 1912 and you stumble upon a 240-page medieval manuscript filled with bizarre illustrations, mysterious plants, and a script that no one can read. You'd probably assume it was either a puzzle or a prank. That's exactly what happened to Wilfrid Voynich. And over 100 years later, we still haven't cracked it. Dubbed the Voinich Manuscript, this Renaissance-era book has baffled linguists, historians, code breakers, and probably a few conspiracy theorists. Some think it's a medical text. Others believe it's alchemical. A few argue it's just a very elaborate hoax. Carbon dating places it between 1404 and 1438. It's written in an unknown script that doesn't match any known language. Some scholars have tried to translate it as Latin, Hebrew, or even an extinct Asian language. No one succeeded. Allied codebreakers after World War II tried, they failed. AI has tried, it failed. So is it a real language, a secret code, or just medieval gibberish? Until someone cracks the code, it remains one of the most perplexing documents ever found. Now, let's head over to ancient Mesoamerica. In the jungles of Mexico, archaeologists in the 19th and 20th centuries began uncovering massive stone heads. Like, really massive, some weighing up to 50 tons. These giant heads were carved by the Olmecs, one of the earliest known civilizations in the Americas. Each head has distinct facial features, leading experts to believe they may be portraits of rulers or important figures. Here's the thing though, we still don't know how they did it. The basalt used for the sculptures comes from mountains over 150 kilometers away. There were no wheels, no beasts of burden. So how were these enormous boulders moved? And more importantly, why were these heads made? They're clearly significant, but the Olmec left no written record. It's possible they were monuments to kings or part of some lost religious ritual. We may never know, but they do look pretty cool. Alright, time for something a little more recent, but no less mysterious. The Mary Celeste. A merchant ship found adrift in the Atlantic Ocean in 1872. No crew, no signs of struggle. Everything was basically intact, including the cargo and crew's personal items. Even the ship's logbook was still on board. So, what happened? The crew had vanished without a trace. The lifeboat was missing, suggesting they left voluntarily. But why abandon a perfectly seaworthy ship in the middle of the ocean? Theories range from piracy and mutiny to more natural causes like waterspouts or explosions from alcohol fumes. Some speculate the crew panicked, thinking the ship was going to sink or explode, and took the lifeboat as a precaution. But whatever the reason, they were never seen again. The ocean, as always, keeps its secrets. So there you have it, 5 ancient mysteries that continue to defy explanation. From vanished emperors and undeciphered texts to giant heads and ghost ships, these stories remind us that history is often stranger than fiction. If you enjoyed this dive into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss future deep dives. Got a favorite unsolved mystery? Drop it in the comments. We might feature it in the next episode.